What's up, guys? Welcome back to Baldy's Mix. Missed you guys last week. Took a little spring break trip, but now we're back and looking to get back on the action in Phenom Poker. And if something looks a little bit different, that's right. We have the brand new desktop table refactor, which I believe is technical speak for version 2.0. The developers are super pumped about this version, and let's get into the mix. I'm, by request, I am going to start streaming a little bit of No Limit Hold'em. So let's play a little heads up 1-2 and try and knock off the rust here. Dust or rust? I don't know. Gotta go. But happy to have y'all back. It's a beautiful time of year. Baseball season cranking up. Spring is in the air. Okay, this is my first No Limit Hold'em I have played with the table refactor. Let's check this out. Let's see how our friend IDDQD wants to play. So yeah, if you're new here, I'm Eric Baldwin, longtime poker pro. New to the streaming game, but looking forward to highlighting Phenom Poker and all of the super cool, unique features about Phenom. And typically I'm playing mixed games on this stream. Phenom offers 26 variants of poker currently, I believe. And I've been kind of on a mission to dive into the mixed game streets a little bit. I don't know, is this a fringe open? I have not studied Heads Up No Limit in a minute. I know it's easy to over c-bet in these spots. I should probably have a randomizer, but let's just wing it a little bit. Okay, looks like some equity and some turn cards, or some river cards I can rep. So yeah, I might get into some mix later. I see we got a little 4-8 8-game mix going. This game, I'm gonna hop right on in here if this heads up action dies. But let's see, how much do we want to raise? Not a min raise. That's not what we're looking for. But if you're gonna get that kind of a flop, you can feel free to min raise. Okay, so just for future reference, all right, we click this arrow. We got the nice little slider bar. Okay. We're learning. Okay. I think I got it. This feels and looks really smooth. I can see why the developers were so pumped about this update. I think it's going to allow them to build on top of this version much better than version 1.0. They've said they will now be able to add things like double board games and run it twice, which are a couple of the features that I know have been most requested here on Phenom. So, super excited about that. I've put in a little bit of work in Heads Up No Limit Hold'em. It's been a minute though, for sure. Not a hand I often raise, but rolled high, gonna keep it aggressive. Okay, first flop 3-bet. It's a big flop 3-bet as well. Don't think we want to fold this one, although we're not loving it. We got a good blocker, and it's going to be hard for us to have much worse. Let's send it. On this run out, it's just going to be tough for us to have a whole lot of worse hands. It says he's adding chips. All right, there we go. Wonder what the solver would think of that one. As you can see, we got different bet size options down here. You know, you're not constrained here at Phenom Poker. Hell, you can customize these and make them whatever size you want. You're not stuck in integers or like 2x, 3x, 4x. We got you. You like playing more than one table? We got you. All right, so I got my buy-ins listed at the bottom of the page here. I've got it saying 600. That's because we've got a auto top-up feature on Phenom, and I preloaded it with an extra 400 bucks. So I bought in for 200. I've got 400 on the back end, so that's why I've got 600 listed. And we're up. I don't think I've had to top up much. So we are actually in the black now. As you can see, I've got my net. Coming into this session, I've been down $16 over 11 sessions. And so we're officially in the black. Not sure if you caught, I made a post the other day where I got extremely lucky in 6-card PLO 8 or better, aka Big Easy. I rivered a straight flush against a monster hand to scoop. And that one put me in the black momentarily, but I got so excited that I gave a little bit of it back. And we're coming in today down 16 bucks, looking to end in the black and never look back. We shall see. Good start. I got a request to see the lobby on version 2.0. The lobby is the same currently, actually. The lobby has been like fully functional, working beautifully from day one. There may have been like some minor updates and upgrades and like added buttons to the lobby, but lobby is the same. This is probably close to being a defend or not, so let's play. Cool thing about Phenom is if you've got like these fringe decisions whether to VPIP or not, you can convince yourself to play more hands because the rake doesn't bother you as much. First off, the rake is low relative to the competition, and second off, you are earning rewards for your rake which are incredibly valuable and could be like extremely valuable. For those of you new to Phenom, Phenom has a revenue share token that you can earn through gameplay, and as Phenom grows, the value of that token you have accumulated grows. And it has been one hell of a run for Phenom Poker. Let me get some screenshots rocking here. Alright. So here's what the token price has done, and the token price is directly tied to the revenue that the site is taking in. It doesn't matter if the biggest token holder sells a bunch of their tokens, it does not affect the token price one bit. It is directly tied to how much revenue the site is taking in. So this increase in token price directly reflects a growth in the site itself. So super exciting times here at Phenom Poker. And your ability to earn these tokens, they will never be, hopefully, they will never be as cheap as they are currently. You might have already missed the bottom a little bit back here in the 31-cent days. I believe it was at 27 cents a week before that. And so basically, as you earn rakeback, you get paid in Phenom tokens. But the more valuable the token is, the harder it is to earn a Phenom token. So for example, if you earned $100 in rakeback one week and the token price was 50 cents, you would earn 200 Phenom tokens for that week. But if the token price was $1, you would earn 100 Phenom tokens, etc. And if you're not a fan of the token system, or you say, just give me my traditional rakeback, we got you covered there too. Just instantly redeem your tokens for the set token price, and you will have USDT added to your account. This one's probably not low enough. I think if we bet, we want to bet a pretty big size, so we're going to look for a better blocker hand than this one. Ooh, always hurts when you give up and get like shown the jack high winner. Just part of the game, folks. Just part of the game. All right, how we doing? We recently started streaming to YouTube alongside Twitch and X as well. And so we're looking to grow that. We had a nice piece of content we were able to post to YouTube a week or two ago. For those of you that were with us, we had Kevin Gerhardt join and do a hand review with us of our some mixed game footage we had recorded, and I thought that went extremely well. If you guys want to check that out, it's posted to all three of my socials, YouTube. I mean, we probably gotta block this or bet this one, right? The size is probably big. We don't like having hearts, although that unblocks give ups, because he probably barrels a lot of hearts on the turn, so I think this is a spot where having hearts might not be that bad. But anyway, go check out that content with Kevin Gerhardt. If you're into mixed games at all, there was some golden stuff on there. I know I learned a lot. Okay. 4 bets. 4 bet sizing. Not totally sure if we have any all-in 4 bets versus 100 BBs, or if it's all small 4 bet. So let's see, 3 bets and calls. Whoops. Okay, we're happy to get away from that one unscathed. Not gonna pretend like I really knew that spot that well. Never fun to be in a massive 3 or 4 bet pot pre and have that flop roll off. But I'm not sure how much of his 3 betting range hits that. Some of it should for sure. Like he should have some low suited connectors there, I think, that can then call the 4 bet. I'm really out here winging it today. Like I said, I'm a little rusty. Haven't studied a whole lot of heads up no limit hold'em in a minute. But that's good. Test yourself a little bit. You also got to have a little bit of faith in yourself as a poker player. All right, what's the ace of diamonds do for us? Should unblock bluffs. Should river 2 pair. He went pretty small sizing on the turn. Relatively small sizing here again. I don't know. He's repping kind of a funny range here. I would think this would be a big bet spot on the river. Might be too nitty to just call here, but we sniffed it out somehow. But yeah, you gotta have faith in yourself as a poker player, you know? You don't need to be freshly studied to know that you know the game. And if you're not super well calibrated, so be it. Like, you know, you still got some strong poker instincts. Play the game. I got this RNG that says the number out loud.
47.
47. All right, we'll check. Feels like I played this one weak. But the 3-bet and then check ace high just doesn't feel like one that's a whole lot of fun to just start barreling off on. Too wide. Probably a pretty low frequency overall. Not sure if that one should have fallen in there. Pretty sure you don't get leads on a flop like this in a single raise pot and heads up. I think the ranges are just too wide. I think that's more for like against opening ranges that just don't have that stuff in them. All right, super dynamic bottom 2 pair. We're gonna use this one as a strong just call. Maybe we're supposed to raise this one and just check call with a hand like 7-4. This is making me want to dig back into heads up strategy a little bit. It is a fun game. Something different about just going like one-on-one with somebody. Like there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Can't take any hands off. You've got, you know, you kind of got to buckle in. I was playing heads up mix the other night. Heads up 12 game mix, and that was a lot of fun. The momentum swings are different and feel different. Got a new chat feature. It's not the turn we were looking for. We block ace king. Block aces, unblock bluffs. What happened last hand? Did we lose? like we lost. Ooh, yeah, we did. So along with the table refactor came a revamped, new and improved hand history replayer, and it functions super smooth. Not sure if we get to fold any suited hands with no antes. Alright, let's raise like 20% here.
65.
65 is not gonna do it. We got, tells you what your hand strength is now. Much better than on version 1. And I tell you, once you get into some of these split pot games, it comes in handy. Yeah, if you're playing 6-card PLO 8 or better, sometimes it's nice to have a little helper down here and tell you what your hand is. Especially if you're multi-tabling.
One.
Yeah, if you guys want to come check out Phenom Poker, make sure to use welcome. First time deposit bonus welcome, and you'll get 150% bonus up to 3,000 USDT. I think that's an industry best welcome bonus, so make sure and take advantage of that. And if you do sign up, go ahead and use code BASEBALDY as your referral code if you don't mind. Would appreciate it. Helps support the stream. And when you do create an account, you get your very own referral code. So if you got friends who like playing poker and are looking to try out something new, better, and different, get them to sign up with your referral code. We've got an amazing referral program where you're going to get a share of their rake for the life of the site. And that rake share can be paid in tokens, so it can be a really great way to accumulate some Phenom token if you're as optimistic about Phenom Poker as I am. I think this is a paired board where we use a little bit bigger size just because there's not a ton of 4s in either range as we get check raised. Oh no, we're below 200. Hopefully river to 3 and shuts her down. Nope. We unblock diamonds, which might be one of the most common bluffing hands here. Our blockers are kinda meh. Probably gotta call some of the time. We'll flip it. Oh no, I sat out. I was gonna call. Wonder if that cost us or saved us. So yeah, we got a new and improved chat feature. If you remember the old chat box, we had just a box down here and it would get in the way a little bit, or if you just didn't want to see it all the time. Nice and easy to just tuck it away now. And let's test it out here. So it actually brings up a little chat bubble right in front of the player. That's pretty cool. And then if you want to look at the chat history, you can click over here and then hide it again. And then another super cool feature, along with the improved hand history, we've got a tile table feature, which a lot of people have been asking for. And so now you can just open up your 4 tables, your 6 tables, however many you want to play, click tile tables, and you're off and running. Multi-tabling. What else we got in here? Oh, 2-color deck. They added a 2-color deck for those of you that are old-fashioned. All right, there's a seat open at the 4-8 8-game mix. I'm gonna give this a couple more hands and then hop into the 8-game. The 2 cards are fun, but I got a little bit of the mix game bug. All right. We're hopefully gonna leave on a winner here. Let's see. All right. GG. GG, we're off to the mixed game streets. Basically broke even here. And we're into PLO. Calling a min raise with a trash hand. Let's get it going. Alright, so we're playing some 8-game mix now. We got a diamond in our hand. On the board changer. I don't like this as a bluff spot. Can't even call. Alright, so we're playing 8-game mix now. Here's a look at the mix. It's basically the horse games, plus deuce to 7 triple draw, plus no limit hold'em, and PLO. And the no limit hold'em and the PLO are capped, meaning there's only 40 big blinds in play at a time. Really like this guy's screen name, Levitation Holmes. I think that's Scott Van Pelt. Somewhere it rings a bell. We called the small blind. Okay. Oh, they're chatting away here. Look at this. We'll get back to this chat here in a second, but we got a full house. Okay, we have an ace. Figuring out this blocker stuff on the fly Not sure. I don't want to run out of time too. I gotta preserve this time bank. We timed out once in the heads up match. We rolled a call on the river, and I'm curious, but we will never know. Okay, we blocked so hard. We're gonna go ahead and put this one in the check call, check raise river. Okay, so he bet a 9 on the turn there. That's interesting. Gotta get a look at this hand again. I didn't post on X. Well, I mean, it posts when I go live. No, I'll check. All right, so here was that other hand when we flopped the full house. He went bet, check. Interesting. Always good to check out your hands, try and get some reads on your opponents. We got some Phenom legends in here. Baby Duty. He's got his own stream going. Go check him out. Learn mix games on YouTube. He's got some amazing mix game content out there, and I think he just started like a race to 100K challenge where he's gonna document himself going from 0 to 100,000 on Phenom, and he's gonna count that 100,000 all the different ways you can earn money. He's gonna count his referrals. He's gonna count his tokens. He's gonna count his regular gameplay and document it the whole way. So I think that could be a really cool follow if you're into such things. Actually did a hand review with him as well. Longtime mixed game player, was kind enough to volunteer some time. Any reload bonuses? Not at the moment, but they are in the works. So keep an eye out for those. Also, the number one thing people have been requesting, tournaments, also in the works. That is a top priority. From what I hear, it is all hands on deck building out the tournaments. And I had a meeting with a couple of the developers where they were showing me some of the tournament stuff and the lobbies and the layout, and it is going to be beautiful. All the information you could ever want access to laid out perfectly. You can access information with minimal clicks, minimal windows, everything like color coded, just like filters, just honestly like anything you could ever want when it comes to tournament lobbies. The layout is amazing, and I cannot wait for tournaments to come out. Once they do, I'll start streaming some of those. I'm a little bit scared because, you know, that could lead to some long streams. I'm used to calling her quits after 2, maybe 3 hours. So, we shall see. Limit Hold'em, not my strong suit. Not confident in any of my decisions there last hand. Alright, let's get into this chat. Oh boy, Levitation Holmes. I compliment his name and he says, hey, it was a pleasure to bust you from the No Limit Hold'em event. Alright. Nah, good stuff. So yeah, and you know what, guys? If you create a Phenom account and you use my referral code, so you're going to get your own referral code, but it's going to be like randomly generated, kind of like random letters and numbers, how those things go. If you contact me and let me know you want your referral code changed to something more easily memorable, like your name or your screen name or something, I'm going to go ahead and try and get that changed for you. So go ahead, create a Phenom account, use referral code Baldy, get your own referral code, let me know what you want, I'll see what I can do, and you will be set up. You can get a feel for the lay of the land at Phenom, how things work, and that way when tournaments do launch and your buddies are like, hey, have you heard of this Phenom? You can give them the lowdown, you can give them your referral code, and they can join using your code. And everyone gets the same deal when it comes to referrals. So you can get the same code. Yeah, you get the same deal as I do when it comes to referrals. So definitely a cool feature of Phenom. You know, all the players on the site are, you know, benefiting from the site growing. And it really is helping to grow a true community vibe, a true community feel. Just having chat features like this I was shocked when I first started playing on Phenom how big of a difference a chat box makes. I've been playing on sites where all you can do is like fling stuff at each other from time to time. And just having a chat box just really does help the feel. Even if people are just talking trash sometimes, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. We're grown-ups, consenting adults playing some poker. It's fun. It adds to the atmosphere a little bit. And like I said, definitely a community vibe at Phenom. And I hope you'll come join us. Okay, I am rusty. We're playing stud 8 or better. As you can tell, I have added the rules to the game at the top of the page. If you're new to this game, give it a quick read, see if you can follow along. It's a high-low split pot game. You gotta have 5 cards 8 or lower to qualify for the low side. And when you're playing split pot games, you typically want to focus on the low hand. And then hopefully backdoor into scooping by making a high hand later on. But the problem with drawing to the high only is you're only eligible for half the pot. I mean, there's not always a low, but a lot of times there's a low. So when you're drawing high only, you're kind of limiting yourself. So an ace is a super powerful card in stud 8 or better. Even with 3 low cards behind, we're gonna give it a shot at a steal. I think there's a lot of antes in the pot. All right, we would check call anyway, so we're just gonna keep on betting. Hopefully get Derek out of here. He drew really bad and he was the bring in. And set up some fold equity on later streets. But now we draw terrible. Holmes draws good on the low. So we gotta shut her down with this one. Yeah, thank you guys for the follows. I heard some Twitch follows. River Run, thanks for the follow. Snelly2323, thanks for the follow. We're up over 100 followers on Twitch. Feels good, man. We've been we figured out how to do a raid. And so like when I've been wrapping up streams, I've been raiding some people. I raided Spraggy. He gave us a shout out the other day. Love Spraggy, super entertaining if you haven't checked him out. We raided B Paris the other day. He's always putting out some really good stuff. I know he was big in the streaming streets for a while, took some time off, and he's getting back into it. As always, shout out to our guy Boski, one of the OG streamers. He, former bowling teammate of mine, definitely gave me a lot of help when I was getting started just in terms of equipment and letting me run some ideas by him. It's tough getting back in the swing of things. Take a week off and all of a sudden you're like, lose a little bit of momentum. You start to gather a bunch of things that you need to get done that have been piling up. I'm in one of those spots right now where you kind of just got to power through and get back on top of things, get some momentum going again. Major League Baseball cranking up. I believe the A's first game is on Thursday. So we can start the countdown clock. 3 short years until Major League Baseball on the Las Vegas Strip. Consider me excited. I just think it's going to be so cool. Just be walking down the strip and hear a ball game in the background. I am thoroughly impressed with this table refactor version 2.0, whatever you want to call it, but it is smooth. I mean, a lot of people were reluctant at the fact that it's web-based, but this functions just like the slickest client I've ever used. And now that like table tiling is coming out and features like that, I really don't see much of a difference between a client and this type of a web-based product. Like it functions just like a client. It's just Windows, you know? Super impressed. Okay, deuce to 7 triple draw. Get the rules up. Super fun game if you guys have never tried this out. I'm gonna work on a little bit of content for helping newcomers to mixed games. Had a meeting with my man Zach this morning and he had some really good ideas for helping to grow the YouTube and make some better content. And some of that's gonna be some introductory mixed game stuff that'll be like easily ingestible and get you in a place where you feel like you can hop in and play any of these games relatively quickly. And Phenom Poker is a great place to try it out if you're a newbie. Like we've got limits as low as 50 cents a dollar for these limit mix games. And that's limit. It's not like 50 cents a dollar no limit where you're buying in for 100, you get stacked 2 or 3 times and you can be out 300 or 400 bucks. This is limit. Like if you grind an hour of 50 cents a dollar 8 game, you know, it's going to be tough for you to swing much more than, I don't know, 40 or 50 bucks. So don't be shy. And it's online too. Like you make mistakes, people are going to be happy to have you at the table. You're not going to have to deal with a bunch of grumps. So Phenom is a perfect place for someone looking to try out mixed games or to brush up on their mixed games before the upcoming World Series of Poker. All right, so this is a nice hand here, especially when our opponents draw 2 and draw 3. An 8 is probably not a good enough hand to go further with here. And he's still drawing. I don't like how this played out. We got raised on the turn. And he drew 1, and he drew well. And then got the value raise in on us. That one hurt. Nice hand, Moxie. So yeah, draw games are funny because if you're running some kind of bluff out of position, like, you're gonna have to show your opponent how many cards you're drawing. Alright, we got him back a little bit. I think we gotta start developing some more intense rivalries on here. Baby Duty already knows I don't like losing pots to him. Add Moxie Man to the list. I didn't like the way that one hand played out. Alright, we're fired up for the rest of this session. Speaking of fired up, look at this game we got going. Taco Bell Fat Boy just lost a big one, but these guys are playing some serious games here. We got 30-60 hybrid mix. Let's see what's in this mix. Badoogie, deuce to 7 single draw, super fun game. You're not gonna find a whole lot of other places. These guys are playing some poker on a Tuesday. Alright, so in deuce to 7 triple draw, you'd rather have a second deuce than have like a king, because the second deuce blocks a deuce, which your opponents would love to have, because the best deuce to 7 hands have deuces in them. So having these low pairs can be super valuable, both when it comes to bluffing and when it comes to preventing your opponents from making good hands. So we got raised. He's probably going to draw 1 or pat. He drew 2, so he 3-bet and drew 2. We're going to want to have some leads here in this scenario. We might have another one to add to the list. Baby Duty, Moxie, and Levitation Holmes. We're not mad at Run Up to Sky just yet. Tanzania. He's alright by us. Not good. Pair the 5. That's one of our higher cards. We're gonna bluff with this one. Typically when you pair one of your higher cards, those are gonna be your go-to bluffs. And I think we make enough hands there that we can value bet that pairing our second highest card should be a good spot to bluff there. Especially having the deuce blocker from earlier. Okay, no limit hold'em. We're coming out firing. I mean, we just gotta, you know, get a tally on our side. We don't have to play our ranges. We don't have to do that. We can do what we want. And sometimes you just gotta settle the score, you know? Seeing some new names on here. This is cool. Like, legitimate growth, new names, excitement around Phenom. Phenom announced... Well, super cool signing came out last week. Huck Seed, now a Phenom Team Pro and Ambassador. And he has been grinding on the site. Honestly, I'm surprised to not see him on the site currently, because he's been playing everything. He's been playing 1, 2, 6 card PLO. He's been playing like, you know, 40, 80 mixed games and everything in between. Cool to see a legend of the game, Poker Hall of Famer, coming to support Phenom Poker. That's our second Poker Hall of Famer now, alongside Brian Rast. And Rasty, I saw on the site yesterday playing some, so super cool to see those guys on here. And you know, it feels good that these are sharp guys. You know, they believe in the vision the same as I do. And with the recent growth and momentum, really feels like this thing is on the way up. But in addition to Huck Seed, there's 3 other signings that Phenom has been teasing online lately. Not sure if it's official yet, but we're talking some big time signings that are gonna create some serious buzz and garner some serious visibility. So leading into the World Series, expect to continue to be hearing about Phenom Poker. And as the product continues to improve and more people start streaming on Phenom, yeah, we're not going anywhere. I'm sure there's a lot of people that just saw all the patches last World Series and you know, hadn't launched yet, or beta testing, blah blah blah. A lot of people just expected it to go away, I'm sure. And then there's a lot of people that I'm sure wanted it to just go away because the model should feel threatening to a lot of the competition. But certainly not going anywhere, and it feels like it's in a great place right now. Wow, okay. I guess the news has been broken. Let me grab a screenshot of this. Where are we at? So Phenom put out a tweet saying, can anyone guess our 3 newest ambassadors that we signed? Man, we got 2 5s dead and 1 spade dead. Is a flush draw good enough to open here? We'll say it is. Hopefully we can get through the queen. I don't know. I feel like I'm like breaking some news here, but I'm not, because they officially posted it already. I just want to make sure I'm not doing something I shouldn't. So there was another 5 dead, so he's probably got a lot of flush draws in his range here. But anyway, so Phenom posted a tweet that said, what an exciting week for Team Phenom. Word is spreading and more people are joining the Rebel Alliance. 3 new ambassadors about to be announced. First person to correctly guess all 3 will get $100 in their Phenom wallet. Drop their guesses. And people started guessing. And somebody got it right. Check this out. 3 new Phenom ambassadors. None other than Jungle Man Dan Cates, Victor Isildur Blum, and Nemo, aka Nemshko, streamer extraordinaire. Some big time signings. And I look forward to, you know, the kind of content that they're going to be putting out and seeing them in the Phenom streets. Like I said, it's exciting times here. And so if you want to get in while we're still in the relatively early stages of growth here and the token price is still low, now would be that time. Because with those signings and with tournaments launching right around the corner, I don't really see it being very likely that this trend changes. Meanwhile, we're getting smoked here in 8 game. Feels like I haven't raked a pot, but I'm excited, you know? You know what else I'm excited about? The Phenom merch store. So like, this stuff is incredible. Go to shop.phenompoker.com and these hoodies are the best hoodies I've ever owned. We got the purple, this purple and this white are just straight pullovers, but they've got the pockets are zip. So like, you can keep your stuff in there and not worry about losing it. Pretty handy for a poker player, right? And then these 3 right here, the black, the white, and the gray are the zip up hoodies. And don't be scared off by these prices. If you've got a Phenom account, you're gonna get a discount. And if you got split 4s, you're gonna see 5th Street. All right. Let's let him keep the lead and raise on 6th if he doesn't draw well. Okay, now let's spring to action with our 2 pair. Fours and 3s. This is a pretty weak 2 pair. Not sure if that's a value bet or not on the river, but after coming along the whole way, raising on 6th and betting on 7th, I could see someone laying down 2 pair there. Or excuse me, just a pair of kings there. But yeah, back to the hoodies. So these things are sweet. Zippered pockets again. Probably the most comfortable hoodie I've ever owned. Super cool Phenom detailing on the hoods. And got some sweet hats too, a couple beanies. Come check it out. And your discount is based on your like your rewards tier. So there's like a color coding system that goes on back here. You can see behind each player. Let me get a screenshot of that too. All right, we're gonna 3-bet this and limit Omaha 8 or better. Split pot game. This hand's got good qualities going for it, both sides. Great flop for us. We got our ace-5 low draw to go with our trip sixes. So here's the reward system. You'll start at bronze. No discount in the merch store there, but it's super reasonable to get to silver and even gold. And as you can see, kind of an old school tiered system. I'm telling you, man, like a lot of the things that we loved about the initial online poker boom are being replicated and done better in most cases by Phenom Poker. It's got a great feel to it. There's a strict KYC for creating an account. So, you know, you don't have a bunch of suspect accounts popping up. You know, you got to do a KYC when you set up your account, but it's reasonable, and I think it's certainly for the best of the site. And every time I've played on Phenom, you know, it feels like you're playing against real people, and you know, people are interacting in the chat box. There's no suspicious timing. It's been refreshing, that's for sure. But yeah, how about that? Jungle Man, Huckseed, Isildur, and Nemo. All right, where are we going next? To Raz. So if you don't know Raz, it's a low ball game. It's basically like stud, except low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the nuts. Unlike deuce to 7, where straights and flushes count against you, you are just looking for the lowest cards possible that are not paired. So yeah, like I was talking about with the low stakes and Phenom being a great place to learn, we got a full table over here. 1-2 Super Circus mix. Nobody here's sitting with over $128, and you'd be hard pressed to win or lose $100 in a short session here. Give you a look at what's in the Super Circus mix. So they're playing a little Dramaha, a little Badoogie, Badacy. We got different mixes. Like I said, 26 different variants of poker and several different super fun mixes. We're playing the 8-game mix. The 8-game mix is going to be a great mix to get you ready for the World Series of Poker. A lot of the mixed game tournaments there are a part of this mix. This is like your core mix. I'm not sure, does the Poker Players Championship, is that an 8-game mix? Any of you guys in chat know? Ah, Levitation Holmes. I thought it was Scott Van Pelt, but it's Tenacious D. That's Levitation Holmes. Okay, we got people limping in Raz and Stud. I don't know. Is that something new? Is that something cool? We got limp raised. Don't expect the 8 to have paired him with a limp raise. He's probably better than that, and we block an 8. We have an 87 and a 7-5 deuce showing. He could be ahead of us right now. Probably not anymore. That's how you play Raz, ladies and gentlemen. Steals are big in Raz, so all these high cards behind. Experienced mixed game player here, lots of antes in the middle. He's going to be opening this 5 relatively wide. While a 9's not the best draw in the world, this is really kind of like a steal versus steal type spot. So we're going to come in for the 2-bet, get 3-bet, and do some drawing. Best he could have is a 10. We've got a 9. Can we get called by a 10? Probably not. Three, 4, 6 in the hole. Very nice hand. Still on our list, baby duty. Still on our list. So yeah, another cool promo going on at Phenom right now is the Grand Prix rake leaderboard. So the top rake generators on the site right now are getting a nice weekly bonus, and it is coming straight out of Phenom's pocket. Let's see. Here's last week's top 3. There was almost $4,500 in rewards generated, and the top 3 got these payouts, and they were able to take this in Phenom token if they so chose. So just like a nice little bonus for the top rake earners. And it didn't just pay top 3, it paid like 40 plus spots, I think. So if you're a high volume player and you're playing online poker anyway, seriously worth considering trying out Phenom Poker and moving your play over here and getting a lot back in return. So speaking of the tournament layout earlier, here's a little sneak peek at what the tournament lobby is going to look like. As you can see, some pretty sweet color coding over here. All kinds of filtering. You click once on the tournament and it pops up this screen over here where you can get all these details without needing to double click and open another window. But when you do double click, it does open up a tournament lobby of its own. See, they're teasing a little Phenom Poker series up here. I'm sure once tourneys get launched, we'll be having some cool online poker tournament series. Okay. Not much of a hand, but with an ante in the middle, really forces you to open up. So one of the super cool features we have on Phenom, and right in line with, you know, listening to the players, being a site for the players, we have a roadmap. And what the roadmap is any Phenom poker player can make suggestions to the site, get it added to the roadmap, and then other players can upvote suggestions that they would like to see added as well. So here you can see, you know, we've got like, obviously tournaments and sit and goes are our #1 priority right now. You can see some of the stuff that's already been added, like 6-card Omaha. And one that I really want to talk about here, throwables. What do you guys think about throwables? You know what I'm talking about with throwables? I spoke briefly on it a little bit ago, how I'm not really a fan of the sites with no chat box, but you can just like fling stuff at each other. We got mixed reactions. I personally can't stand them, but maybe that's just because I'm still a little hurt from not being able to chat. You know, I don't know, something about it, like, no, you can't talk to each other at the poker table, but here, you can fling little virtual tomatoes at each other. Something about it rubbed me the wrong way, so I'm anti-throwable, but, you know, it's not all about me. I'm not gonna upvote it, but you can. Oh, he's on the list. Look at that turn hand. Unbelievable. Open ender and a pair, no problem. This hand's kind of dust, but I'm gonna play it. So yeah, throwables. Look at this. Somebody put it in the roadmap, and here's what we got. I love this. Cute little graphic. Yeah, it's great. You can throw snowballs. You can throw tomatoes. That's great. I like what Killer Rocky says. Please, no, let's be different. And look at Steven. Hate this childish garbage. I gotta upvote this. But if you guys want them, it's fine. Oh, no. Oh, no. What'd we do? This guy's newly on my list, so I don't think I'm gonna slow roll him. Just kidding. Not a big slow roller. Gotta really, really know somebody and know their sense of humor to give them a good slow roll. It's gotta be the right spot. We got 8 over 2s. He says, looking forward to seeing this on stream. He's watching. He's watching. He'd be hitting us with a throwable, I think. Ooh. Who else is in action here? Here we go. Alright, like I was telling you guys, Huck Seed has been on here playing everything. Here we got a full table of Big Easy. I guess that's what we're calling 6-card PLO 8 or better. This game is incredible. I was playing some of this the other day. A lot of fun. Here he is, Poker Hall of Famer, Huckleberry Seed, playing a little 10-20 6-card PLO 8 or better, aka Big Easy. Shout out to our guy Rudiscu over here. He's a streamer as well. Check him out on Twitch. Rudiscu, super sharp guy, and he's been here grinding on Phenom. I'm sure he's grinded up a nice little stake of Phenom tokens, and I'm hoping he gets handsomely rewarded for the foresight, as well as Toliawa. This guy has been all over the leaderboard, the rake leaderboard. These guys are putting in some volume. And this game is a trip. I mean, when you got 6 cards in front of you and it's a split pot game, it's a lot of fun. 10-20 is a big game though. I'd recommend starting lower unless money's no object. Limit Hold'em. Limit Hold'em is like the red-headed stepchild of mixed games, it feels. It's getting booted from horse and replaced by triple draw. Used to be super popular variant. Alright, so here's where I stink. Like against a hijack open, am I just supposed to fold this? I know you're not supposed to flat a whole lot. Feels so wrong to just fold. Now check this last comment on the throwables. Bruce says, sometimes people need to know how bad they suck or to wake up or they actually played well in a fun kind of way. You know what, Bruce? I might be turning on throwables. No. No to the throwables. Run it twice is going to be nice to have on here. Especially some of these PLO games. And then, I personally haven't played a whole lot of double board games, but I know it's hugely popular right now. And this new version 2.0 is going to allow them to build those double board games that people are requesting. So they were focused on getting the desktop update out first, and now that they have, they're going to work on the mobile update. So if you've been on Phenom, look for the mobile experience to be rapidly improving, which is awesome. Already love the layout. Good thing about Limit Hold'em is it plays relatively quickly, and you can get on to Stud 8 or better. I'm looking forward to getting some volume in this week. Rudisco, now following. Appreciate the follow. Good luck in that 1020 game. We were just taking a peek over there. See you battling with Huck Seed. Good luck over there. You guys watching on Twitch, go ahead and give Rudisco a follow on Twitch. He does some streaming of his own, and I've tuned in a couple times. Super good stuff. We got to get our streams in before Nemo starts streaming on Phenom Poker. She's going to dwarf us all, which is amazing. Like, super cool. Someone with that big of a following feels good enough about Phenom Poker to hop on board and do some streaming of her own. Looking forward to that. Saw Jungle Man tease the other day that he's looking to play a variety of games at some high stakes, so wouldn't be surprised to see him on here doing some battle, some high stakes battle, which is gonna bring us back to like the throwback online poker days. You know, have these big heads up battles, and come rail, the chat box is gonna be going. It's gonna be an exciting time to be on Phenom Poker. You know where else is an exciting time? And if you guys haven't checked it out, check out the latest Table 1 podcast with Victoria Liveshits. What an incredible story. Like, I knew she was a boss, but I didn't know that much about her. After watching that podcast, she's like a boss. And her story is incredible. And, she recently gave me a tour of Octopi Poker and what's going on over there, and I was blown away. Like, I'll admit, at first I'm like, come on, you're trying to get into the already crowded market of, you know, like online poker or poker study. And at first I was, you know, a non-believer, but holy cow, they are rapidly coming out with an incredible product at an incredible price point. So if you guys haven't checked out Octopi Poker, there is some powerful stuff and some user-friendly stuff at a very reasonable price point. So if No Limit Hold'em tournaments are your thing, I highly recommend checking out Octopi Poker, because in short order, it's going to be, you know, a must-have, in my opinion, for any serious, or even for any serious tournament player, for sure. But like, it's so user friendly that you know, recreational players are going to have an absolute blast on Octopi Poker. And I guess that's a big part of the mission too, is making study more fun and like gamifying it and making it more accessible to people. And there's plenty of room for improvement in that area. For those of you that have, you know, kind of battled with some of these study tools that are available, you know, they're designed to be, you know, super intensive study tools, and not necessarily the most user friendly or certainly no social aspect to them. And I think Octopi is growing, you know, kind of like a cool study community, in addition to being like a super powerful study tool. So go check Octopi Poker out, and check out that podcast with Victoria. Incredible story, and someone we're lucky to have in the poker world. All right, we got a pair of fives, 4 spades, 2 spades are dead. Nobody's likely to have much on the low end, so this is playing kind of like a stud high hand. Not sure if we have enough equity to bet on 5th Street there. Maybe. Probably should have bet on 5th Street there. We've probably got decent equity with a pair and a flush draw. Nobody showed any strength. And if we knock a player out, that's always a good result. So, not happy with my check there, but like I said, I'm rusty. Kind of getting some hands in, getting a stream in, kind of getting back in the swing of things. Checking out the updates here on Phenom. It is what it is. So when I first started doing this stream, I was envisioning myself studying all the time, and like rapidly just gaining mixed game knowledge through like book and online study. And what this has turned into is a lot more work than I realized, and not feeling like I have a ton of time to do said study. So I'm really trying to kind of recommit and refocus on the core goal here, which is to get better versed at mixed games, improve, and kind of share some of my thought process as someone who is moving from No Limit Hold'em to trying to gain a competence in mixed games. So I don't know, this might be too weak to open on the button. So with that said, I'm gonna try and play a lot of hands this week and try and really rededicate myself to some mixed game study. Crazy to think that the World Series of Poker is only about 2 months away. 2 months and a couple days. Alright, so here's a spot where we're gonna call. Could we ever get him to break an 8? Probably not. So since he drew one, we'll stay pat. If he had stayed pat, we may have needed to break the 9. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm super pumped about the World Series just because, like, this opportunity hasn't been here in years past. Like, I'm going to put in a lot of volume on Phenom in the next 2 months. And whether I'm playing Hold'em, or if I'm playing tournaments, or if I'm playing mixed games, I'm going to be doing something that's going to be, like, helping me prepare. So, super excited about being in a good spot heading into this World Series. And you can too. I know it's intimidating at first, diving into something new, but the resources are out there. And, you know, hopefully from watching this stream, you can gain a little bit of comfort with the games. And like I said, come hop in a 50 cent a dollar mixed game on here and just get yourself some experience and see what all the rage is about. Like, there is growth in mixed games. Numbers at the World Series keep going up in the 1500s. The PGT mixed game series recently had amazing numbers, and if you guys haven't checked that out, like check that on demand. Like, you want to learn mixed games, listen to some of those announcers talk about mixed games while you're watching some of the best in the world play. Like, what an incredible study tool. But yeah, like Brad Owen won a horse tournament at the Win in December, and that was pretty cool. Drew a lot of attention, and the interest is there, and there's for good reason. These are amazing games. I feel like the No Limit Hold'em bug, you know, kind of hit with the moneymaker effect, and then there was so much money in tournaments that like it just made sense that everyone just gravitated towards that. That's what everyone wanted to do. And I realized that No Limit Hold'em is still, you know, when people talk poker in general, that's what people are talking about and what people want to play, and that's fine, but don't sleep on these mixed games. And I've said it before, but learning new games is going to make you a better No Limit Hold'em player as well. It's just the way it is. Like, it forces your brain to think about different poker fundamentals in different ways, and it just kind of calibrates you. And when you return to No Limit Hold'em, you're just like a better all-around player. The game's going to feel easier to you. Try it out. I'm confident you'll see. Gotta walk with a monster. Sorry guys, I forget to get engaged with the chat sometimes. Yeah, if you go back, Jay says, I heard the first part of the podcast, haven't finished the second part. Unreal story. He says, the software she's worked on makes sense what you're saying about Octopi. So yeah, she worked on some big time projects, like early days of like cloud computing and just like some big time stuff. So when someone like her puts her mind to something like a poker study, like best like believe the product is gonna be high quality. And I've seen it firsthand. Like the layout, you can access so much information like on one screen. It just like flows with exactly what you would want to see. It's really an incredible flow, and the database on there and what they're doing with big final tables and the solves they're running for these real life spots, and the ability to like put yourself in a high roller's shoes and play the spot that they were in and see how you do versus how they did. Yeah, it's cool stuff, and it's getting better rapidly, and it's already amazing. So Octopi Poker, check it out. I'm in the works of getting a an octopi banner, and I'll get that put up as soon as possible. But yeah, no non-paid ad. Just check it out. It's pretty amazing what they're doing. Okay.
$19.
19. What's flat? It's fun playing mixed games when you do get to the No Limit Hold'em and the PLO portions, because a lot of the players in the games are mixed game players or like limit players, so it can be fun to play the big bet games against those players sometimes. Everyone's got their strong games and their weak games. I was talking with my buddy Jeremy Osmus yesterday about like dealer's choice events, and it's really cool how like the best players in those events, they can pick games based on stack sizes or based on their opponent's weaknesses. Super cool stuff you can do when you get well versed in a lot of games. It really just opens your horizons as a poker player, and especially when it comes to a tournament format like Dealer's Choice. How big is this ante? $3 ante? Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, Rudiscu says, always have a lot of respect for players like Victoria, super accomplished in a ton of other stuff, and choose to jump into poker. That strikes me all the time. You know, I've been doing this for a living for 20 plus years now. But when you see people that are super successful, you know, they've got it made financially, and what do they choose to do with their spare time? And when it's play poker, you know, it makes you feel good about what you're choosing to do with your time, you know? Like it's a pretty damn cool game, and feel fortunate to be able to do it for a living for this long. All right, let's get baby duty. He's streaming right now too. He's streaming right now. I would love to beat him in a pot and just tune in on his stream, just casually. Just watch. Okay, so he called cold and then leads the ace. I'm gonna raise, and either we've got the best or he re-raises and it should get him out. So this is like a rare limit spot where, you know, you can raise even if you think there's a decent chance you don't have the best hand. Well, this is interesting, because he's probably got 2 pair plus. He could have trips, and we've got 2 pair. But it also looks like we could have... No, it doesn't look like we could have trips after we check. Okay, he checks back. 2 pair. Should be good after that action on 6th, on 5th. Three pair. Well, we know he doesn't have trips. So what's he got? He's got jacks up, and he's got... Does he ever have aces up and just playing it kind of passively? He's not going to raise us if he does, so we're going to value bet. Ugh. I wonder what a stud expert would say about this hand. We probably butchered it. And it feels like we're never good here. At the same time, it's $8. So he started with like 3 to a straight, ran out the flush. Ugh, not gonna lie, I'm kind of brain dead. Kind of brain dead, kicking off the dust. I wish this was stud 8 or better currently. Alright, I can tell I'm wearing down. I'm not gonna run this thing too long today. We're gonna keep it short and sweet. We're gonna come back tomorrow at noon Vegas time. That's Pacific time. And play something different. We got variety here. We're always gonna keep it fresh here. Hopefully I'll have, I'm gonna do some studying tonight. Get my brain back in these mixed games a little bit, and hopefully have a little bit more in-depth, higher quality play tomorrow. You guys watching on Twitch, I'm gonna send you guys over to Baby Duty's stream. Let's go ahead and give him a little raid ski. Oh my goodness, Huck Seed sits down. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens on Phenom Poker. You can just be chilling, like donking around in a 4-8 limit game, and Huckleberry frickin' Seed shows up. All right, change of plans. We can't leave. We can't leave. Play another 10 minutes. What kind of... Huck Seed's at the table. We're not leaving. Huck is a legendary prop better. The story goes. Somehow I'm up $12. It feels like I haven't won a pot here. Somebody's watching Baby Duty's stream too, and apparently he had 3 pair of that same hand we did. Alright, Huck's gone. Huck's gone, we're gone. I tried to be gone. Okay, I'm sit out next big blind. Okay, that's alright. I love Omaha 8 or better, so I'll play a couple hands here. Alright guys, appreciate you joining today. See you again tomorrow, noon Vegas time. Thanks for joining. Go ahead and hop on Phenom Poker, referral code BASEBALDY. I would love to see you guys at the table. I'd love to play someone heads up for a little bit on the stream, something like that. So get yourself an account and hope to see you.
Is a mistake unless he was just playing the wrong game. I mean, there's definitely a chance of that, given the fact that you know, his hand structure here just kind of looks like a stud high low hand. But you know, it was the first hand, so who knows? I'm not gonna blame him too much for that either way. But he did make a very nice hand. And the lead, I guess the lead also there makes a little bit of sense too if he was playing stud 8 or better. Baldy continues here. I'm catching